everyone, and welcome back to How to Spend It. Today we will be talking about 10 things you need to know when you're building a startup. But before we get into it, please like and subscribe to our channel. It helps us out a lot and lets us know that we're helping to enrich lives out there. Now without any further ado, here is our list. Number 1. Understand that it's not easy. Building a startup is a lot of work. Sure, it might seem like you can just throw a couple of brilliant ideas and suddenly be a millionaire, but real life isn't like the movies, and you are going to have to work really hard. There will be times when you'll fail, and that's alright, but you need to know that that's part of the process, and always keep focused on your goal. You will make a lot of mistakes, but if you're clear about your intentions and pay attention to the following tips, you'll have a much better chance at success. Number 2. Surround yourself with the best people possible. Know what you want to create and then find the people who will help you make your vision come true. It might be tempting to hire people because you already know them or because you like having them around, but it's important to choose your employees well so that you can work efficiently and produce the best possible product. Pick people who are experts in their field and are full of the same passion for the startup that you have, and you will see good results. It might sound harsh, but get rid of anyone who isn't doing their job efficiently. It doesn't help either of you to keep someone around who doesn't know what they're doing. Outside of the people you work with, you also need to have friends and family who support you and recognize what an enormous undertaking building a startup is. Your community is everything, and they are who will help you to get through this difficult process. Number 3. Find a mentor. Building a startup can be overwhelming, so it's super important you find someone you can talk through issues with and who will be there to offer support when you need it. You might think that just having some old friends around will do the trick, but you need someone who has the experience in your field because they can offer you critical advice that they got from experience. Asking for help can sometimes feel strange, but everyone needs it, so don't be afraid to ask for it. It will only help you and your startup. Number 4. Research the market. What exactly are you looking to put out there? Is there a demand for it? Does something like it already exist? These might seem like silly things to ask, but it can be easy to get caught up in an exciting idea and then forget to think about these simple questions. You don't want to pour hours and hours of work into a startup only to realize you've done a bunch of work in vain. Know the market and understand your place in it so you can make the best choices and enjoy the greatest rewards. You can never do too much research, so make sure you're constantly keeping up to date so that when you launch your startup, it has the greatest chance of making an impact that will benefit you. Number 5. Create a powerful message. In order to attract investors and customers, you need to find a message that is appealing. Look to some of the heavy hitters, the companies you really admire and look up to, and you will see that they convey a clear and powerful message. Follow their lead and be concise about what you're trying to achieve, and you will find that people will be attracted to what you're selling. You can't advertise something that sounds vague, so make sure you know your message before you start on anything else. It will be the building block for your entire business. Number 6. Value your customers. Without customers, your startup doesn't mean anything. It's important to build strong relationships with your customers right from the get-go so they are excited about you and your product. Listen to what they need and follow through on any promises you make them. If you can build and keep their trust, then you will have a faithful following that will continue to stick with you for a long, long time. Are you getting a good sense for what is needed to build a great startup? Well, stay with us because we have a few more awesome tips. Number 7. Reduce overheads. Co-working spaces should be a solution. It can be tempting to go all out on a fancy workspace or expensive office furniture, but you have to be smart. Find any possible ways to cut costs at the beginning and it will pay off big time in the long run. Co-working spaces are an excellent choice when you're just starting out. While you might be disappointed not to be on your own, it's a much more affordable option, and the energy of working in a space with others can be inspiring. Number 8. Focus on what you're good at and delegate what you're not. It can be hard to delegate when something is your idea. Letting go of control can feel intimidating, but it's crucial to building a startup that's structurally sound. No one is good at everything. That's just a fact. Speak with your mentor, make a list, and find out what tasks you can complete and which ones should be handed off to someone else. There's no shame in having people help share your workload, and you won't be successful if you try to do everything yourself. A boss who knows how to delegate will be more successful and have more respect from their employees. Does that sound good? I certainly think so. Number 9. Become an expert on marketing. Why should you become an expert in marketing when your startup doesn't have anything to do with it? Well, think again, because your startup has everything to do with marketing. Without appropriate marketing, you won't be able to attract the customers you need to really get your business off the ground. Since you're already putting a lot of money into your startup, you probably don't have the funds to hire a marketing manager, so it's time for you to become an expert yourself. If it seems like a lot of work, that's because it is, but it will definitely be worth it once you get the hang of things. And becoming knowledgeable about how to market effectively will never be a bad investment of your time. Even if you move on to something else later in life, marketing skills will always be beneficial to whatever you pursue. So, get to work. Number 10, know your numbers inside out. Our final piece of advice today is to really know your numbers. There isn't much room for error with a startup. You're probably not a secret billionaire, so you don't have the luxury of just throwing your money into the air and seeing where it lands. Every single part of a business costs, you guessed it, money, and it's something you have to be aware of. Make a budget and always do your best to stick to it. You should know what everything in your startup costs so you can keep track and know when you're about to hit the danger zone. Knowing your numbers is also key for when you're talking to potential investors. Nobody will want to invest in something that sounds shady, so know what you're doing and how everything is being handled. It's your startup, so it's your responsibility to know every single aspect of it. Hopefully this list gave you some good ideas for how to approach your own startup. Remember, it's not going to be easy, but follow these important rules and you'll definitely have an advantage over someone else who didn't bother to do their homework. Thanks so much for watching and good luck!